If you've been with this man for 5 years, and you want to marry him, and he does not want to marry you, girl, run.
Honestly, I cannot say I disagree with that. And
Like 5
yeah,
years?
that's a while. That's a while.
What else does he need to learn? And what do you need? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
We're wasting each other time.
It's a
5
time.
years? And he ain't married you? And you want to be married? Because I don't want to, because some women like, no, we flowing. I don't care. I don't want to marry him either.
That's what they say.
Right.
That's what they say.
I don't
right.
want to marry him either. But 5 years? And he is not married you? Girl. And you want to be married? Run. Because it ain't going to happen.
Welcome to Hardly Initiated, where real men talk real shit. Your host, Tyshawn Jackson, here with another episode with my co-host, Ryan Ketchens.
And this episode, we got something very special because we got a return guest.
Repeats.
And we just don't take that lightly, y'all. Y'all got to really understand this. For us to invite somebody back, they have to bring some wise counsel.
They got to bring some very wise counsel to the platform, to the people, and I mean, even to us. And I learned a lot.
I agree.
The
Really?
last time
You did?
Dr.
Good stuff.
Stacey J. Johnson joined the show. And just so y'all know, this here is probably one of my favorite dating coaches in the game. Y'all know that face. Y'all seen this person here running that show, Put a Ring on It on the OWN
Right.
network. Okay, you over here working with the Wheel Packers and the
I
Oprah
know.
Winfrey's, and you doing your thing.
Yeah,
So we
and
blessed.
the
So we
lighthearted
blessed.
media, all of that. Yeah, it's been such a blessing this season on Put a Ring on It. It was my first season, and expecting many more.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, when God says yes, right? Yes. And this is your stuff. This is not, I don't just do a job. This is my purpose.
Yeah.
There is nothing like getting a yes after you've gotten a lot of no's. Like, no. Even no, but you're great. Those are the worst. No, but you're great. Keep going,
Yeah.
So, and then the positioning on OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network. Oh my gosh.
Huge.
And to know that she had to say, yes, that's our girl.
You the one.
Green lit.
Yeah. So when Will when Will told me that, I was like, wow, really? He said, yeah, and don't forget that. That means everything to me, like everything. So yeah, I'm very excited. My name is Dr. Stacey J. Johnson. I am the relationship coach on Oprah Winfrey Network's Put a Ring on It.
We love that. And you know what? So we've been studying, because
Okay.
the thing about me and Tyshawn, we want to make sure we bring the best game for our audience.
Okay.
And
Absolutely.
I would say that our audience is a direct reflection of the OWN network. Would you say that?
It's very, very similar.
Very, very similar.
Yes.
So you, Dr. Stacey?
Yes.
Perfect for
Thank
the platform.
you. Yeah.
So we're about to go crazy on this
And
one.
thank you for having me back.
Yeah.
Yes.
And congratulations. Like, wow, this was last year, even before I was on the show, right? I mean, I couldn't tell anybody, right?
Right.
But you all were doing this, and now
Yeah, I mean, we've experienced double, triple the growth since the last time you
Jesus.
came on the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the guests we've had since has been amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
congratulations.
yeah, we're feeling good. We're feeling good about
We
this.
are feeling very good, y'all. And let me
Yes.
tell y'all, we love the people that's actually watching and tuning in. We listening to you guys. And this episode is actually for you guys.
Yeah.
So many people messaging and DMing us about the conversation that we're going to be having here today.
And not just so many people, but our YouTube members. So we
Yes.
actually dropped a survey. We dropped
Oh,
a
wow.
survey to our YouTube channel members, which is a
Okay.
new membership. We just launched it a few weeks ago.
Dope.
And they specifically wanted to get some dating games specifically for 30 plus.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
30
Yeah.
plus. Because last time we talked about, if you're a successful woman, how to find a man.
Absolutely.
They found value in that. But
Yeah.
they're like, look, I don't know if that information I got from Dr. Stacey
Yeah.
was specifically relevant to my
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
as a 30 to 40-year-old female. So we said, look, we're going to bring Dr. Stacey back
Yeah.
and we're going to find out what she got for us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the biggest thing I would say, the challenge with that is, and when I say that, the 30 to 40-year-old women, is you being the person who is dictating how you're going to move forward and not listen to the rhetoric, because it's the rhetoric that you listen to that is most challenging, because then you go to bed and you go, well, what's wrong with me? But what are you fighting? You're fighting all of the stuff, the community stuff,
Right.
the family. Well, I mean, it's Christmas again.
Right.
You bring somebody?
Yeah.
You know? And so you play that in your head, and then you see online, well, if you over 30, it's real. You should have probably picked something earlier. So you play that in your head, and then what happens is you start to believe it. I'm 52 years old. I'll be 53 in January. I've been there. You start to believe that story. And the more you play that track in your head, that's your biggest, it's you against you, because you could really turn the track off, right? And say, I'm not going to listen to anything that doesn't make me feel good about myself, right? Period. Whatever it is, cut it off. You are the controller in your life. And the thing about the 30 to 40-year-old women is it's more what they're being told. And when they constantly play that track, what do you start to do? Email y'all and be like, can y'all talk about that? When really,
That's a good point.
Yeah, stop playing the noise. Cut it off. Be done with it. Pour good things in. Go read a book about something that's telling you that you a prize, because you really are, right? Now, let me say this, because there's another side to it.
You're right.
But if you sitting on the couch and you ain't doing nothing, and you 30, because of this fear, because of this noise that you're playing, because you're insecure about if you are special. If you don't know if you're special, because the noise is so loud, the noise is louder than who you know you are, then that's the problem. Outside of turning the noise off, you got to get up off the couch. Because the longer you wait and just be like, okay, I'm just going to stay on here, God going to deliver him to my door. He could, UPS, possible. He could be the UPS man, the Federal Express man, right? Mm-hmm. He could be somebody that's coming to the house to do something, to deliver something. But even if it's whoever, you still don't know men. You got to learn a man. You got to learn a man, like learn him. And the only way you can do that is to get up off the couch, stop playing the noise, what you need, what you not, because you 30 to 40, and get up off the couch and go start like dating. Like you gotta date.
So it's one of the questions we actually had. One of our YouTube members actually submit a question and they specifically
shout out to Jade, by the way. Shout out to Jade for submitting that question.
They actually specifically stated that hey Ty, like because the market, the dating pool does shrink a bit when you hit 30. Where do I go? How do I put myself in a position to find this type of man? First of all, I want you to acknowledge, just break down that question. Is it true? Do you believe it's true that the dating pool does shrink when a woman does hit that 30 plus number?
Well, let me say this. It's already statistically more men than women. It just is. I mean, that's just the fact, right? But of course, because those men possibly have married their college sweetheart or their high school sweetheart, because people are getting married. Right. So then the older you get, you weren't one of those girls. You didn't marry your high school sweetheart. You didn't marry your college sweetheart. The people that didn't go to college, but they still didn't get married, right? So then it's still a lot of men. It's more women than men. Eventually, the pool does get slight short. But this is the thing. Okay. You only need one.
Right.
You only need one.
So let me ask you this. In being that the pool is a little bit smaller, do you think that it's fair to say that women should compromise their standards a bit to potentially find that long-term relationship?
So I was talking about the pool because of just numbers.
Got you.
Okay. So if you're talking about the pool because of education and
because of education and potentially finance, because a woman in her women not slacking.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they not married at
black
30,
girl magic for real.
Truly black girl magic. That
Keep
means
it up, sis.
They're excelling in their careers.
Yeah.
That means they probably have quite a bit of education, higher level of education.
Yeah.
So these women are accomplish in a sense. So is it fair for them to compromise and maybe accept less than what's at their level? So if they got a master's and a doctorate, is it okay for them to, be with somebody who got a high school diploma?
Yeah.
If they're making, 6 figures, is it okay for them to settle for somebody who's making maybe that 60, 65 range?
It's okay for a woman to, and I don't say compromise.
Okay.
But it is okay, as far as I'm concerned, for you to date a person who, if you're making 6 figures, they're making only 5. Whatever your thing is, it's more, how is the person treating you? How is this person treating you? And at the end of the day, are you happy? Now, I do believe, hold on, you should, how can I put this? You should make sure that the man is okay with where he is. Okay? Financially.
Got it.
Is he okay with being the 5-figure man and you're the 6-figure woman? Because it's more about the man that you choose rather than if it's okay. If I, because absolutely, I want you to date and be happy. But if the man is not, if he has an attitude every time he sees, you get your check, or you come in the house with a win, be like, oh my God, an entrepreneur, babe, I got like $50,000 on this last gig.
Another one?
Yeah, right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Why are you looking like that? Touching.
Right.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? So if he is having a problem with himself, then that's never going to work, because he has a problem with himself, and you're going to always find yourself as a woman overcompensating for that problem.
So he has to be confident in his position. He has to be okay still being a leader, still being a man with whatever his situation is, regardless of what you come in here with, is what you're pretty much saying.
Period. But I can say this. A woman does have, not all women, ladies, some women do have the tendency, when they do have that 6-figure income, to not allow that man space to be a man, to be Superman. So if he is already not okay with it, but he's trying to be, because he does love you, and you don't you haven't learned a man and his ways and what he needs, then it's going to be this.
Yeah.
And you're not going to even know it. It's going to be masculine, right? But he's there, so he is trying, we're going to assume, right?
Right.
Because to be a man who your wife or your girlfriend is making 6 figures, there is something there, and you making 5. Like,
Right.
I mean, you a human being. This might not feel good.
You're going to feel a
We
certain
got
way about it.
egos.
Right.
We
But
have
then you
egos.
still allowed yourself, right? And I'm talking about a good man. I'm not talking about a lazy man. I'm talking about a good man
Right.
who just don't make the 6 figures. So you've allowed yourself to step into something as a man that really is going to have the potential to make you not feel good about yourself daily, right?
Right.
And then the woman, but you fighting forward, the man, right? Because he's there, right? But then the woman doesn't even understand how to talk to you to inspire the love that the relationship will need from a majority feminine and majority masculine standpoint to even embrace the man that you are.
I get exactly what you're
You
saying.
see what I'm saying?
I do.
He's there. Why we gotta beat him down?
And I'll say this too.
Hold on, let me say this. Unknowingly, ladies, sometimes y'all don't even know y'all beating them down. That's the thing, because we haven't had anybody to pour into our cups to really make sure that we are the women that we need to be. Although we got the 6 figures, but really we need some help,
I agree.
Because we can, oh, he ain't do it fast enough. So I just did it. And then we think, baby, I did it. It's okay. I did it.
Oh, and that's tearing the man. That right there is tearing the man down.
And see, and what I hear a lot of women say too is when a man, because a man needs to feel like a man.
Period.
And a woman, whether we want to acknowledge it, a woman has a lot to do, especially his woman, his only woman. She has a lot to do with how much he feels, how strong he feels and shows up on a day-to-day basis. But a lot of times, if a man is not feeling this way because his woman might not be making the right plays, we can look at that and we can call him insecure in his manhood.
Yeah.
When that's not necessarily insecurity, that's just him not necessarily being fed the way he should. I don't necessarily think it's wrong to feed a man's ego.
Oh,
Dr.
honey,
Stacey.
I tell anyone that I coach, affirm.
Yeah.
I teach this thing: captivating, endearing, and delightful. Captivating means you're able to attract and hold a man's attention. Endearing means that you know how to inspire love and affection. And delightful means that you're pleasant to be around and you have something in life that you're passionate about. That's what men want, I believe. I don't know.
Yeah,
right?
Dr. Stacey, they need all captivating,
endearing and delightful. Right.
You damn right.
Because I know how to inspire love from you, right? Yeah. As a woman, I know how to do that. A man needs that, right? I know how to not only attract, but I know there's some responsibility to hold your attention. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and delightful. I'm pleasant to be around.
Yeah.
And I have something passionate that I believe in that then continue, because that means that I'm continuously growing, which then continuously keeps you a mystery to you, because I'm always growing because I'm passionate about something. You see what I'm saying? So when women are being what I call captivating, CED, captivating, endearing, and delightful, then a man with even 5 figures, he feeling like a king. It don't even matter, baby.
Right.
I'm glad I made this choice I thought it was going to, wear on my manhood, but damn, I feel like Superman up in here with my 5 figures.
And I do think it's possible too, and it's crazy because I think right now Dr. Stacey, they drawing up the contracts for the 3rd episode. We got to have another. I already know we need a 3rd one already. But so let's talk about this because now it still is a small percentage of people in general making over 6 figures. So that's not always, finance is not always the issue. I want to ask you because we actually met some young ladies randomly at a coffee shop, and they were like, "Hey, Ryan, Ty, how do I, become successful at finding a man?" And first thing I asked them was, how old are the men that you were dating? And they both were, I believe, one was 33, one was 31.
The women were 30.
The women were 33 and 31.
Okay.
And they said, well, we typically date, men our own ages. Now, I want to know what you think about this because my counsel would be for those women to seek men that are a little bit older.
They some fools too. They could be fools.
Okay.
So foolish ain't got no age connected to it.
So question. Do you think?
I'm just saying.
Do you think that is, a good alternative for a woman to date a man that's a little bit older, even if she is in her 30s and 30 and 40s, or should what are your thoughts?
Let me say this: if a woman is in her 30s and she wants to date, and we're going to say stereotypically this man is supposed to be mature. Let's just put it right there because, they can be fools, but let's just say he's not, right? And you have not understood, because this man's already seasoned with life, right? With journey, with experience, right? He's seen some ups, some downs. He's seen the BS. He's been involved in some stuff to where he had to learn his lesson with some choices in relationship. And then here you come. Little 30-some-year-old. It can work, but it's still what woman have you become to be able to inspire love from this man? Not saying that you can't, but it's gonna, for this man over here who is mature, and we're gonna say, again, any fool can be a fool. It's not an age, right? But let's just say this particular 40-some-year-old man, he is seasoned and he's ready to settle down. He's going to need past them 6 months, because they say what is it? Is it the cerebral cortex? Whatever this front part of your brain, it's the thinking part, right? Okay, but right behind it, the front part is the
Neo.
No. But they say that when it falls in love in 6 months, you don't really see anything. You only just see, oh, he's so wonderful and she's so wonderful. Oh my God, he's so great and she's so, oh my God, I just feel right. Right behind that part of the brain, there's another part, which is your thinking brain. And after they say, I did this podcast and the title was How the Brain Falls in Love. And what happens is 6 months after the front part is all the goo, 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 ga, 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 ga. Oh my goodness, I just love him, Mom, or is the part behind, the thinking part. And the same shoes that he might take off, because he got stinky feet, right?
Right.
I'm just saying, you didn't smell them the first 6 months. You ain't smell, you know what I'm saying? Because you're at the honeymoon part of the brain.
Right.
Everything is a mystery to him. Everything you're second guessing. You know what I'm saying? But when it gets to that part of the brain, that's the thinking part, his feet stink. What in the world? And then you're like, babe, your feet stink. What in the world? And he like, these the same feet that I done had. I've been coming over here for 6 months, but now you smelling my feet? You know, you always trying to just make something a problem. Why it's got to, and then you have these people, and everybody's like, where did the honeymoon stage? So then you start doing stuff to him. Is she talking to me like that? I ain't no little boy.
You switching up.
You see what I'm saying? Like, wait, hold on. We wasn't doing this. You coming at me different. But she has been talking to you that way. But you in the honeymoon stage. You know, you ain't got none yet. You know, you like maybe because she can cook. You know, all the stuff that's not important. But after them 6 months, for both of y'all, it will really tell what work you did during the first 6 months. If you see what I'm saying, you have to be intentional with that.
Yeah.
Because you have, and that's why I say knowledge is power. Because just knowing that, I hope, ladies and men watching, you're going to make other choices just by knowing, oh, okay, I see what happened in them first 6 months.
Right.
Let me really push past that, right? To see what this next 6 months is. Am I really going to like this person? Or is my thinking brain going to come on?
Yeah. Another, real reality of, dating in that space, because, me and Ryan, we see it all the time as, we meet young ladies on a regular basis that we meet young ladies that do have children. And as a young lady that does have children, as she's in this space courting and looking at men, first of all, should she be looking and courting differently at the point of having children than if, someone exact same age was single and courting and dating men?
Say that one more time.
Well, what I want to know is there a difference in how you pretty much vet and date men with children?
If you have, absolutely. I don't know if it's a difference, but I mean, you have children that eventually, if this thing goes somewhere, you're going to want to introduce this partner of yours to your children. So I don't think it's different, though. I do think that more things have to be considered. When in the relationship am I going to be comfortable with introducing my child to this man? The key then, ladies, is what have you really learned about him? What character in a man that you want to bring around your children did he show up and show you? You see what I'm saying? Outside of maybe taking you on to dinner and, being kind, the easy stuff. But who do you see this man being in his life, even without you? How does he make decisions? Are you going to be happy with this man being in front of your child from who you see he is? Not in your life, in his life. Is he smoking a lot, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, whatever, ain't doing nothing with his life? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or is he going to work, but he got a little short ticks, little anger issue. You know what I'm saying? And you catch it, you in the kitchen, and you catch it, you like, oh, but that was just his brother. Well, no, girl, if he getting angry, because, there are men that make choices that don't raise their voices and disrespect anyone. That's the real king, right? What are you seeing him do? Is he, showing up and he's saying, oh, my mom, I was supposed to go do this for her. And then he like, I'm tired. My boss at work got into me. I don't feel like doing that. Mom, I can't come. But see, most women are not paying attention to how the man is treating other people. She looks at how he's treating only her. And you got to remember, when a man wants something, he gonna treat you good.
Right.
You know what I'm
right
saying? So if you are only paying attention to how he's treating you and not the decisions he's making around him, and then saying, is that someone I want to introduce my child to?
Now, does that same advice apply with the shoes on the other foot? Because we had Judge Lynn, she came, blessed the platform, and she said when she met her husband, her mother was like, yo, he already got kids. You got this successful career. You need to do you and let him do him. And it ain't gonna work. But of course, she went ahead and married him, and then they had
5
successful
kids.
Yeah,
Wow.
he had 5 kids. Yes,
Wow.
but she went on ahead and married him.
Yeah.
Had a successful, loving relationship. So would you advise? I mean, is it the same level of counsel, or is it some extra maybe precaution that a woman should take if she decides to pursue a man that already has kids?
I think that knowing his character, how does he treat his kids? How does he treat his ex or his baby mama? You know what I'm saying? Who is he? Because who he is in his circle is who he's going to be with you. Now, for Judge Tola, I don't know her husband, But I do know they were married a very long time.
Long minute.
And it seems
Yeah.
like she was happily married,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which matters. Okay,
Right.
marriage ain't okay.
Right.
We all agree with that.
Right.
Anybody can do it. Okay, but are you happy, right? So with that, who is he in his own circle? That's the question. I mean, that's the $1 million question, because if you don't get that answered, you're never gonna know if he is. If you don't answer that for yourself, actually, you're never going to be as sure, I think, being a 30-some-year-old woman with kids. Like, you got to ask yourself who this man is outside of the pretty stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it unreasonable, you think, for a woman to say that she doesn't want to date a man with kids when she reaches, that 30+ age? Should she just be more open to that?
It's most men have kids usually at
Around
that
that
age.
age.
You know what
Around
I'm
that
saying?
age, right.
Yeah.
I don't want to say she shouldn't or should. I think everybody's preferences are their preferences. I believe that if he does have children, then how is he treating again? Watch how this man treats people. How does he treat the mother of his children? What is even the dialogue with you about the mother of his children? Right? Mm-hmm. What is he? Oh, she the problem? It's always her. That's not real. He gonna do the same thing with you. What is his relationship, honestly, with his mama? What is his Who is this man in his own life? I can't, like I said it like 18,000 times. That, ladies, that is it. If you're not asking yourself that outside of the regular, oh, he takes me out, he treats me nice, he's smart. Smart ain't got nothing to, he go to church. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, none of that matters. What is his character? What is his character?
Okay,
Yeah.
so like we talked about, women in their 30s, they gonna have.
Hold on, I'm sorry. My mind just said Ryan. I didn't end the. So if a young girl
Yeah.
is dating someone older, I just want to make sure I put a stamp on that.
Let's do it.
Make sure you learn men, because that man is going to need you more than ever to inspire, to take you serious. He's going to need you to inspire love from him. All that CED, that captivating, endearing, and delightful, he's going to need that, because he's 40-something. He's already done the work on himself. Okay. Not all 40-year-olds, but I'm just saying. I just want to make sure I was clear with that.
Yeah.
No, we got it.
Okay.
Okay, so you got these women, in this age, and like I said, they got a lot of stuff going on for themselves. Now, sometimes that may mean that they're in a place that they might be comfortable. So me, I'm dating for data right now, which I'm just having a good time. So, but I survey women.
Dating for data.
Dating for data.
I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
I love it. I love
So I'm surveying women all the time, and I just ask them questions like, hey. If you found a man that you like, being that you at this place in your career, would you be willing to relocate, right? And you'll be surprised how many women that I get that say just flat out, no, I wouldn't, because I already got XYZ going on. So I'm just very curious if there's a man who's showing some very serious long-term interest in a woman, should a woman in her 30s be open to relocating and just overall realigning her vision to fit within his?
Absolutely. If it's the right man, you're going to let a location, and he has to be the right man.
Assuming it's the right man.
If it's
right.
the right man, why not?
Quit your job, girl.
Yeah. because it really means that the right man is going to make sure there is provision over you.
Yeah.
If that's what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? He's going to make sure that things are in place to make sure that you're okay. He's not just going to ask you to leave your job without a plan. So absolutely. Now, let me say this. Some women will probably have a problem with me saying that, but this is what I would like to say to them. At the end of the day, the heart knows what it wants. If it's taking you to 30-something to meet this man, and the only thing separating you is location, what are we doing? Do we really want it? A location? It's taking you 30-some years.
I agree with that.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It took long enough already.
Right. So he has everything else. And he also has made sure that all of your concerns are met. Giving you provision, and just because he's not in your city and you stuck to this job, that's masculine to me.
But see,
That's masculine.
I think there's also very specific problems that come with a woman who's built a career and a life around that, because you get so vested in that career almost like becomes your husband in many ways. Like that's your sense of security. That's your sense of leadership. You start planning your life, your growth, your vision starts to kind of get built around that
It's
career.
literally aligned with whatever organization you employ with.
I would 100% agree. And I even hear a lot of women in that position where they would even say things like, I'm just too busy to date. Like, I'm too busy for this. Like, I really can't. Like, I really would like a good man. I really want a good man, but I'm too busy for that. What do you say to women that could tell themselves that they're too busy for that?
And they're too busy for it, but they still say they want it?
Yes.
That sounds crazy in itself.
It
I
sounds
hear it all the
crazy,
time.
but we hear
I
that
hear
a
it
lot.
all the
They
time.
want, they say it. What?
So the thing is, they may communicate something like, yeah, I'm waiting for the right man. Or I got so much on my plate right now, I don't have time to find the right man. Or if the right man comes and he's able to work around my schedule.
Or watch this. I'm not gonna go out and look for it. I'm gonna let it come to me because I'm just too busy to go out there and look for it. You've never heard that, Dr. Stacey?
No. I guess I'm because it doesn't make any sense. I've heard it, but it doesn't make any sense because at the end of the day, how can you want something and you're not gonna leave your house in the posture to get it? You don't have to get it that day, but you still have to leave with the right mindset. I am open and available for love to come at me from wherever it falls. I'm here, I'm available, I'm ready, come and get me, right? You have to walk out, I call it the energy of your vagina, right? You have to carry the energy of your vagina with you, right? Yeah, because we only literally think about the vagina when we are doing what? Menstruating, having kids, having sex, when I was washing it, right? But we never think about the energy of her, the vagina. So I'm gonna open my arms up and I'm gonna think about my vagina. I'm gonna walk outside. The energy of you, if you just start to think about your vagina, like you think about your phone and your hands, you pick up everything with your hands, then the energy of you can change. I've been walking with the energy of my vagina since I was 35 and my mother passed. People receive you differently because the vagina you don't tell the vagina when to stop bleeding. You don't tell it when to start bleeding. You don't tell it, okay, now you know it's 9 months, you need to have this baby. You don't, as women, you see how the power, it just is. So I believe the women who want to control, I have to live here. I need this. Like you were just saying. I can wait on them, but they're not in the energy of their vagina. You see what I'm saying?
Those women are really communicating that they're not willing to compromise personal goals for a potential long-term partner.
Yes. More than that was very eloquent. Thank you. But more than that. Those women have been, it's too much masculine energy. It's just too, and it's unfortunate because we think when we are making those choices to, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna get my career and I'm gonna do this and okay, now I'm ready. So the world is supposed to just, love is supposed to open up for me. But I go out here and the only muscle I've been working is my masculine muscle. Right? The only, what I'm saying, while I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna do this right here. Even just saying, I'm gonna do this now. And then, when I finish doing that, I'm gonna do this over here.
Dr. Stacey, I'm with you because, and Tyshawn, I don't know if Tyshawn had the same experience, but, my mom was in her 30s with me, you know what I mean? And my sister, actually, she came a little bit after that. And, my mom, instead of sacrificing everything for her personal goals, it was more like she sacrificed everything for me and my sister, which I was still kind of aligning personal goals. Because, of course, I'm appreciative, right? My mom wanted me to have everything. But the thing is, I could have went to some of those games with the team mom. I could have went to some of those events. My mom didn't have to be at everything because now at 34 years old, the number one thing I want from my mom is a man.
Right. Yeah.
That's the number one thing. I feel like that's the number one thing every son.
Yeah, but
wants for his mom.
I think we were sold we have to, I never became a mother, so let me say that. But let me say a mother by birth. I have some younger people who call me like mommy number 2 and all that. But as Black women, we were sold the take care of everyone else, especially our children first. But the heart pumps blood to itself first. God made the heart to pump blood to itself first. Your mother was supposed to take care of herself before she even thought about taking care of you, because everything is at risk if she didn't, which for a lot, probably, it was at risk. Her system of loving on herself now.
Depression,
because
anxiety,
now you're
everything.
gone, and everything now, because she's poured into you so much, she didn't give any blood to herself. So then you're on the couch, like, what did I do? But by then it's too late. It's too late. I can't, I can't really, I can't really go out there like that. I'm a little crazy, right? I might as well just deal with this life. Let me just, go to brunch with my girlfriends. When it's never too late. It's never too late. Get up off the couch and go do something. And stop pouring into people first. Pour into yourself. God didn't say, okay, lungs, we're gonna give you the blood, you distribute it, right? God said the heart, the thing that we feel from, we have the most pain from, says, yep, I need you to feed you first, and then all the other organs, go give them what they need.
Dr. Stacey, I like that. And because it's real pressure out there for women in that 30, 40-year-old range to have a family. And I'm very curious because you do have a group of women out there, just a group of people out there who would communicate, who would inform a woman, hey, you know what? It's not you. It's this pressure is not real. This is just from society. But is that true? Is the pressure of having a family caused by society? Or is it really just when women get 30 years old, they actually genuinely, deeply desire companionship and family?
I do believe that the noise does start from community, which, I started talking about it,
Right.
Instagram, social media, what your family's saying, the magazines you're reading, like all of that stuff, what your friends are saying,
Right.
But I do believe that the responsibility, the reprogramming has to start. Like it does. If you don't empower yourself to say no more, I'm going to dictate the age that I get married. I'm going to dictate who he's going to be. You can say that, meaning and when I say who, what character this man is going to have. Like you can literally blueprint what you want, but then you got to honestly understand that everything you blueprint, you have to be it first. It can't be about the career you have. It can't be about your 6 figures, what makes you special.
Right.
It has to be, I want someone kind, and I realize the importance of me being kind to myself, kind to people around me, right? I want somebody who's dependable, so I can't just show up and not be dependable. I have to learn a man. That's why I say dating. Like, dating teaches you who you are. If you sit up there with a man and he says something that you be like, that's the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life, and your energy falls out of the room, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Sheesh. Did he just say that? Right? Instead of using that as an opportunity to lean into him, that's learning a man and say, wow, because you understand he has where he's come from and you have where you've come from. So instead of saying, some dumbass shit right there. What in the world, where'd he get that from? What kind of mama did he have? Instead say, wow, I never heard that communicated like that. Can you tell me more about that? I'm curious. That is like, whoa, that's learning a man. And 9 times out of 10, and I'm not saying every woman, but 9 times out of 10, women are not learning a man. They're not learning. They're trying to control him. Let him show up and I want to have babies when I want to have babies. Right. I need him to have 6 figures when I want him to have 6 figures because I did my work, so why? And they're devaluing what he brings to the table outside of his money. But this is the thing. The same work that I'm saying she has to do, he has to do.
Yeah.
He has. I'm not attacking women, but I do believe, because I am a woman, we focus a lot on, because I know they're gonna say it in the comments. Well, she ain't talking about what the man need. Like, whoa. We talking about ladies right now.
Not this episode.
Yeah, right.
We're talking for the ladies right now.
Yeah, so well, she didn't say what about he need to be the character, be the love he want to attract to. We're not talking about that. But what I do know is if you're the right woman and you lead in this charge of being the love you want to attract, and you can inspire change from a good man, because he's like, oh shit, hold on. I wasn't raised like that, but I think I'm gonna do what she doing. You know what I'm saying? I want to show up a lot kinder than I have, because she is the example, and I love this woman, so I want to be better. Women always want to. Well, what he doing?
I completely agree with you, and it's some women out there that not as active, I would think, in trying to find a man. Because me personally, I do have, I guess, maybe, I don't know if it's a bias or what, but I'm just like, once I see a woman that's 30 plus, I'm like, you need to be out here working pretty hard to find you a man. But they still kind of have this very lackadaisical approach. Do you think that a woman should be a little bit more assertive and aggressive in finding a partner once she gets to that 30, 40 range?
I would say be assertive. I wouldn't be aggressive.
Assertive, okay.
Yeah. I would say be assertive. And assertive is just like you went out there and found that good career you got.
Right. You
Right?
put yourself in the right rooms.
Yeah.
You did the work. It's very intentional.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. You no matter how many times they said no, you went back until you got a yes, right? So then why not continue to date until you get the yes that you want?
I think that's a really good point. From my experience, having that conversation with women, I think women look at going aggressively after a man as a form of weakness or neediness, as a form of like they feel some level of insecurity or something less in themselves, that they got to go outside themselves to find happiness, which I think is really frowned upon.
You're really not going outside
women.
yourself. You're going. How do you figure they're going outside of themselves?
And listen, I'm just trying to make sense of the conversations that I have.
Yeah.
But it always feels like they seem like that's something extra that they should not necessarily be doing. And it's like a luxury almost when it comes to going and find a man. Whereas, like you said, when it comes to a job or the career, that's survival, that's ambition.
Yeah,
you know, that's something that's good for them to be doing. It's for their personal growth.
Exactly.
But then here's the weird thing. Then I ask, do you think a really great man, will enhance all areas of your life? Absolutely, he would. So why would the same level of intention not be sought out to bring someone into your life, to build a team around your life to take you further? The programming.
We've been taught as women that this part, being intentional with our careers, that's good. But intentional with positioning ourselves for love and really being intentional with making sure we are the love that we want to bring into our lives. That was never told. That was never in any dating books. It was just meet a man, y'all like each other, and y'all end up having a kid and working through all of the stuff that doesn't really fit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being intentional and be like, okay, I'm gonna write down these character traits. Okay, she said I need to be all of them. Okay, yeah. I ain't really dependable with myself because shit, I've been saying I'm going to get on the diet and I'm still 30, 40 pounds overweight. I don't even feel good in my skin, you know? But how you think somebody else is going to come into your life like that? And let me say this too, because you said go and find. I would not say go find a man. Okay. I would say build a beautiful life for yourself so that then you know that even if you approach, because you're so confident in who you are, and you see somebody say, hey, how are you? Wow, you know, I saw you at the counter. I'm Stacy. What's your name?
So you're pro approach.
Absolutely. Yes.
And I'm agreeing with you too, Dr.
I want to see Dr. Stacy.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. They eat out of mine.
I can imagine.
I've had, they
smooth. I mean, this is a vixen right here. We talking to right here.
They do. They really, really do.
I believe it.
They eat out of my hands. They really, it's like, because I know the secret in listening to someone and listening through what they're saying. So somebody could say something and I'm not just listening to the words. If a man says something, I'm not listening to what he says. I'm listening to what he's not saying. So if he is, women be like, he said, I don't call him. I need to call him. That's not really what he's saying. He's saying when you're with him, right? Y'all haven't connected enough. You haven't shown him, you haven't inspired love from him. So he's saying, oh, it's the phone. It has to be the phone. But when you're with him, you're not even being the woman that he needs you to be to make him confident.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
I get exactly what you're saying.
So then he goes to, why didn't you call me? Because he's, he don't really know that's what he's doing. But the call is just not the call. It's like, oh, that means if a man says that to me, oh, that means that.
That's some high level intuition.
I need to do a better job at when he's with me to make sure if his hand is like here, I go, oh my gosh. Let me touch you. How are you today?
I feel good already.
Ryan blushing. Ryan blushing right now.
And I'm looking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I understand that. I understand when he is next to me. I just kind of might get up and I'm gonna go to the restroom, rub his shoulder.
Yeah.
Because so then that man is not gonna be like, why ain't you call me? He's gonna be like, let me call her. Hold on.
That's exactly.
It don't even matter if she called me.
Exactly
Let me figure what's her name. Let me call her. Because he's gonna want more of that.
It is that little quick walk away, little touch
Yeah, he's gonna want more of
He
that.
gonna look at you when you walk to the bathroom.
Exactly,
He gonna be like,
exactly.
got me a good one.
Yeah, and then when he calls you and says, babe, I had a bad day at work, that listening through what he's saying, he's not saying he wants you to put out the fire. He just wants you to listen. And he wants you to say, baby, what I know is, I know you're gonna figure it out because that's the type of man you are. I believe in you. So yeah, you're gonna figure it out. You want me to go get you something,
Daughter
honey?
Stacey, listen, you got all the answers.
You know what I'm saying? You want me to go get you something? What's gonna make you feel better?
Let's do it.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But
I
women
do.
want to, well, what happened? Tell me the story. Well, you know what? Your boss probably shouldn't even done that. And da-da-da-da. Girl, shut up.
We don't need all that.
Yeah, he doesn't need you to save him. He don't need you to be his mama. Although his words said, even if a man asks you your opinion, he don't really even what?
Let me give you a good example.
What?
I was in the gym. My boy pulled me to the side. I almost said his name. I ain't gonna say his name. And I could tell this was something that really bothered him because this is a smooth player dude. Like he don't really come to me with women problems. And he came to me. He was like, man, let me tell you what happened yesterday. I'm like, what's up, bro? He's like, yeah, man, my damn key. Got a Mercedes key that's like when you lose it, it's a whole bunch of money.
Yep.
He was having a bad day because he was like running late because he couldn't find his key. And comes to find out that he like lost his key in this really weird place. And he ends up telling his girl, because his girl's like, come on, where are we going? I'm ready to go. And he's like, damn, I can't find my key right now, man. I'm gonna have to mess around and pay $300 to get this key back. And she was like, oh, well, I mean, you want me to pay, you want me to just give you the $300? And I remember he was like, why would I want you to give me $300? Like, I mean, I don't need you to be my, and that's exactly what he said. I don't need you to be my mom. I don't need $300 from you. And then he looked at me, he was like, was I tripping? He was like, was I tripping? And I was like, and it was funny just kind of hearing how frantic he was about this situation.
Because women will want to show up and put out the fire. They feel like you just turn into their kid, but then they want you to love them and do all, no. Lean into that man and pour belief into him. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want you to come up with the answers. He wants you to pour into him, inspire him to love you. And inspiring him to love you ain't got nothing to do with you picking up a phone. It has something to do with when you are with him, right?
Yeah.
When you're with him, how do you make him feel? That is the key. So when women, he wants me to call him. No, we don't. What is he not speaking? What does that mean? That means that he doesn't know where he stands with you. And you might be somebody he wants to talk to more often, but he's not secure with how you even feel when you're together. That's what that means.
That's a good point. So
That's good.
when a guy on the phone, he'd be like, yeah, hey, stranger. Like, he not really, you really broke it down. Like, it's certain words where really,
It means more.
We not here like that.
Yeah.
We not really all
but
the way there
he wants
yet.
more. He's saying, I want more.
Yeah.
And she like, oh, so let me just start calling him then. That, because if you think it's in the phone, it's in who he feels, how he feels when he's with you.
I agree.
Because if he feel good, honey, you think a man gonna wait on you to call him?
Right.
baby, he gonna be like, let me call her because I feel more like a man when I'm with her.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I need some of that.
I need some of that.
Dr. Stacey, I think so. You're a professional that I trust. So, and this one might be a little controversial because it's a segment, it's a group of women out there. They like to brand themselves as cougars. Who have completely...
This is true?
This is true. Yeah, this
Okay.
is true. This is
Yeah.
true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
you heard of
No,
cougar.
it's a podcast?
No.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's a podcast
No.
and they're branding themselves as cougars. Oh.
No, the niggas started a
So I
podcast.
say,
No, just a group of
where
women, a
is that
segment of
podcast?
women, a population of women who brand themselves as cougars, who have resigned from seeking long-term commitment, and they just like, you know what? Just give me the young man, give me casual sex, give me a every now and then relationship, and I'm cool with that.
good time.
And a good time.
Why you guys
think
say a good time?
that's really that is what their
Yeah.
entire existence
Yeah.
is, and it's a revolving door of relationships, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's acceptable for a woman in that age range to resign to just casual sex?
That's just sad. That makes me sad, you know, because for me, I'm even thinking through what she's really saying when
What's
she
going
said,
on?
yeah, it's not the words. It's really thinking about what's not being said. And I don't want to generalize, but I can say usually when a woman has gone to that level of, I just want the casual stuff. I can't. She's tired. She hasn't been able to draw in what she wanted, but she also possibly hasn't done the work on herself that would draw in what she wants. So then she just resorts to, you know what, just the sex and whatever.
Settling.
You know, yeah. I'm just going to go from dude to dude. I know it ain't going to last, so whatever. And that's not, I don't think it's by choice, honestly. I think it is by choice, but I think it's more fear. It's just more fear.
And I can't.
But
say
then, hold on, let me say
Okay,
this.
I'm listening.
And then they listen to Derek Jackson, and then all the, you know what I'm saying? All of and you see, and then they just get. But let me say this: they don't want to call a woman to say, "What am I? What is it about me? What am I not doing? What am I doing too much of?" They want to run to the male coaches out there, but a man is not going to give you what I'm going to give you, because 9 times out of 10, the man only knows the doing of what I need you to do. The man doesn't know even how I need to be inspired to love you. The Derek Jackson, they gonna give you the point.
Right.
Like they playing sports. You know what I'm saying? All right, 5 tips. Here you go. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not gonna say, okay, let's do some heart work. Let's talk about your heart. You know what I'm? They're not gonna do
it's
that.
more tactical instruction.
Yeah,
for me.
and honestly, it plays into the masculinity in a woman, because the masculine part only wants the bullet points.
Yep. Tactics.
Yeah, the tactics.
And so, the thing is, I don't want to generalize either, but I'm going to have to just agree with that point. And simply, and I'm just going to give this one example.
Okay.
Our DMs get flooded with women.
Okay.
And men as well, but a lot of women. And we actually were casting for a dating show. And we had a young lady contact us, and she was in her mid 40s. Right. And she was like, you know, we hit her up like, hey, why do you want to get on this dating show? And she's like, I'm having issues finding a man.
She's in the 50s, bro.
In the 50s.
Yeah, she was in the 50s.
Okay, so she's having an issue finding a man, and we chatted with her about that. But then when you go to her profile, she brands herself as a cougar.
She's a cougar. Yeah.
So this is literally that example. She is telling us, I want a man, but then you branding yourself as a cougar. So I can imagine the deepest desire is for her to be in a relationship, but you're right, she's tired.
Yeah,
she's
tired,
yeah.
and she doesn't see that. Sometimes I'm like, what made her do that? You're branding yourself online as this, but then it's the contradiction. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. You're branding yourself as a cougar, right? Who only wants to play. But then you call a serious-minded show that's like, you know, I want to really be responsible for some people meeting.
Right.
Why would I want to put you with any quality, anything that I am setting up for my show when this is what I see on your page? It don't even make sense. I bet she got a 6-figure job too, don't she?
She probably does.
Yeah, I'm saying, you see what I'm saying?
does.
Because
She-
women,
she
you
probably
see
do.
the thought in that, like it just doesn't make any sense.
And it's funny because she actually consistently on the page, she's in a gym. She's like taking care of her body.
Yeah,
And
she's beautiful.
She's right, and I mean the thing about it is, I see what you're saying. It's like that's a way to protect yourself. So I don't now have to have these high expectations. If my expectation is just sex, then I can be a winner at that.
Period.
I can be a winner at getting this sex all day long.
But then be losing at night when you go home and the really truth of you comes out when it's just you and you.
Damn, Cougars, you got 24 hours to respond. I want to ask this one for the fellas because the ladies ain't gonna want to hear this, but this is a real thought for many of my guys out here, and I want you to tell us if this is true.
Okay.
Because a lot of guys, I know guys that won't even date a woman over 30, period, because the stigma is just she in general just comes with more baggage.
So wait, how old are they? Not dating a woman over.
They might be over 30.
They might be my. I'm 34. They might be my age.
They might be over 30.
So they're 34. The men are 34, and they won't date a woman over 30.
Won't
Right.
date a woman over 30. And reason being, they might feel like she's had multiple failed relationships. They might feel like she may have some children. They might feel like she just brings something extra to the table that they just preference not to deal with. So I want to ask you, in your experience, do you find it true that a woman 30 plus would typically have some additional baggage that she would bring to a relationship than a woman who is a bit younger wouldn't?
Or is it just misogyny? Because that's what a lot of people claim it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, the woman in their 20s, they have less. I mean, 20, 30-some. I mean, they have less life
Right,
to
less
have
life.
gone through.
Literally.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying? So they could, I mean, it kind of answers itself.
Right.
They have less life. So yeah, they don't have as much stuff. And we're talking general as a woman who is over 30, right? Because she's had more dates. She's had more disappointment. She's had more lies. And she didn't really realize yet that I need to point the finger back around to myself because everybody else is different. I'm the same. So what can I do different? So I believe that at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, if you 20-something and you just start dating at 17,
Yeah, right.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, you really
seen and did much.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you got less baggage.
Okay.
Women, I'm 52 years old, but I'm a 52-year-old woman. I'll be 53 in January,
Damn,
January
you
31st.
52?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was such a delayed reaction.
Because
No, I didn't know. I didn't know that.
It hit me late.
Yeah.
You look great.
Over 50 years old.
You look great.
Yeah, thank you. So you could look at me and say, I've never been married and I never had children. So you could look at me and be like, who now? I know it's a problem. Like, it's that one right there. Hold on, wait, she 52 and she looked like that and she ain't never got nobody. If you see what I'm saying? But if you look at it from that standpoint, but if you look at my life and what I've had to do and who I've come from, my mother was married 5 times. My grandmother was married 3 times. I shot my stepfather for beating my mother when I was 13.
Wow.
I've seen some things. My mother married for love. My grandmother married for money. So then I grew up, I'm like, well, hold on. I mean, they say you're married for money. Well, that shouldn't work. And they say you're married for love. Well, that didn't work either. Well, dang. Well, what am I supposed to do? So that's when I started. I said, you know what? I'm not getting married until all of these layers of trauma, 13 and shooting somebody with a 45. Come on, that, you know what I'm saying?
Traumatic.
All of those, and that was just that time made a choice to do something like that. So I have all of that to work through, right? I don't want to be nobody's wife because I can't. I don't even. That's my choice. You see what I'm saying? And that was I always wanted to make sure that I could be of good service to my husband. I could be a good partner to my husband, not from what I bring to the table from the outside of me, about the woman I've become from the inside. And I knew that you can't attract anything long-term that you don't have yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I kind of, run up on a good one, right? And be like, the moment he see me acting like my mama and my grandmother did, oh, no, you not.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, right? You know what I'm saying? So I've had to work on myself, and a man could say, oh, but she got baggage. Nah, that baggage is done. That's gone, like literally. That's why I can talk about, I'm not even, I shot my stepfather when I was 13. I'm not still in the trauma of it. I can just talk about it.
And the thing is, because people are going to come with preconceived notions. It's just a fact of life. You know, people are going to think different things about you. But I like what you're saying, because at the end of the day, if you present yourself in a certain way, then you're going to inspire a man to dig a bit more deeply.
Yeah.
And to see who you truly are, and to maybe potentially appreciate the things that you've been through. You know, appreciate, maybe it's no longer baggage in his, you know, from the way he perceives it. Maybe it's like, okay, wow, she know how to go. She know how to make it through some stuff.
Exactly, because it's the story of me. Men don't usually say that about me, even at 52. It's the story of me that makes me like, wow, you went through that? Oh my God. Yeah, and I've been asked to be married, but I wasn't ready to be a wife because I didn't know who I was. I had to learn how to be a good wife. You know, I had to know it when I talk to my husband, who I represent for myself, so that I can receive him different. I can lean in when he maybe comes in and says something that I'm like, where did that come from? But I can know that I chose him because he does have the character of the man. So it's just, this man made a choice as a human being. And as a human being, we all make choices. I couldn't have done that with any man that I would have said yes to. Because I have been asked 3 times, but I didn't want to torture nobody. I would have been a torturer.
And these were like gentlemen you probably believe that you could have had a great like marriage with, or were they?
My God. Like my mama said, every time I get married, I never thought I was getting divorced. I mean, we all in love when we say I do, you know, for whatever reason it is, right? But yeah, no, I couldn't be nobody's good wife. No. So I said, no. I'm going to say yes though.
I get it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Stacy, the reality of the situation is that people are getting married and developing these long-term relationships at a much later age than prior.
Yeah.
We actually had a viral clip that went from, I think Chantel, she was on the show. She said that women are giving their best eggs to college, career, and the streets. So my question for you.
Wait, college,
career, and the streets.
And the streets.
So my question for you is,
because
I mean, biology is a real part of dating and committed relationships. So my question for you is it fair to tell women or is it fair to inform women that they should potentially freeze their eggs to, to avoid fertility issues in the future?
Well, biology is what it is, right? So if you want to have more chances, more opportunities to conceive healthy eggs, because the body is going to do what it's going to do, right? Then I would say freeze them. Why not? If motherhood is what you want to do, it's like positioning yourself. Okay, I know to be a doctor, I need to position myself at these colleges, so that then I can get a good internship, so that I can, you want to position yourself. So absolutely. There's so many choices out there as a woman, as a human being, to position yourself, make the right choices. Now it's expensive, right? To do that, but somebody buying some Louboutin somewhere, so you might as well just go ahead and put that $1,200 over here and save it. You know what I'm saying? If you want a baby and you mid-30s, late 30s, you know what I'm saying? Might as well, because, Louboutin gonna get it. Houston's gonna get it for that $50 steak, or Hal's or something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna get it. So you just gotta start putting that money up. Okay, instead of me buying 6 pair of Louboutins this year, I'm gonna buy 2. Because $1,200, that's how much they cost, times 4, that just put me a good little savings up. Right?
Get you some eggs on leeway.
Yeah, get you some eggs, right? Get you some eggs. So that then, especially if that is what your anxiety is. The other side of that coin is Black women are dying from birth at all ages, unfortunately. There's a lot of us who go in and don't get up. So there's risk that is the most miraculous thing ever, seeing a human life. Like, I never was a mother, but I've seen whoa. Yeah. Right? Something is growing in you that is a human being. So you have to know that if you are going to make that choice and you want motherhood, you want to position yourself with the best eggs that you can, which biologically, they say, when you're younger. So why not?
She answered the tough questions today.
That's a tough one.
And then you get to take your foot off your boyfriend who might not want to be having the kids like a year after y'all dating. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Love me, it's okay. I did some preparing. So then you get to be more present in the relationship because you're not kid. We got to do this. And he like, well, I could do it anytime. I mean, you know. Yeah.
The pressure is on when that happens. The pressure does come a bit harder.
The pressure
around that
is
time.
on. Is it? Let's say a woman is in a relationship, or she's getting ready to take the next step potentially into that committed relationship. Is it fair for the man to remind the woman about the challenges of having birth as she gets older?
Huh? That's horrible. What?
Men
are doing that?
Well, I'm not in a long-term relationship, but this is what I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying. Let's say I was in a long-term relationship, and I'm 35. Let's say I'm dating a woman at 35, 36. I mean, is that wrong of me to be like, hey, babe, we running out of time on this thing?
And she's like, I don't. What is her point of view? She's the one saying, I don't want it yet.
Maybe there is some reason why she's waiting a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what I'm trying to figure out from you is, when do couples discuss fertility and childbirth and like the prospects of that? Like, when is the right time to even bring that up? Because these women in their 30s now, so
yeah,
we got to talk about it.
Yeah. I believe, well, first of all, regardless as to anything, a woman should empower herself. If you can't breathe down your significant other's neck we got to do this right now. Lady, I've only been dating you for a year. I mean, it's going to take me a little longer to decide if that's what I want to do, So you can't, if you're going to push him and not be in the present of the relationship and that's all you want as a baby because it's your time, no, that's not sexy. I thought you were saying the man was coming to her saying.
Either way, because the reality is that the pressure is there.
So then she needs to go freeze her eggs, and he needs to pay for it. I hear it's like $15,000. Baby, you know what? You go $7,500, and I go $7,500.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh no, freezing eggs is because it's a process. Yeah. 15,000. I said 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought
You gotta be. I mean, unless they doing peach credit or care credit for that, but you gotta be in a pretty good financial situation to even do something.
Yeah, you can't. You're not just freezing no eggs with no $2,000.
Oh wow.
No.
15,000.
Yeah, I mean
That's
between
how much I
10
paid for my
and 15.
Sonata in 2016.
Yeah, between 10 and 15. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Wow.
No.
You know what? And so back to that point, you said, hey, babe, we only been together for a year. That ain't sexy. Don't put that pressure on me.
Yeah.
I want to know because I feel like timelines change, especially as a woman gets a little bit older. She may be a little bit more serious about wanting to advance the relationship a lot sooner. What do you feel? And I want you to generalize.
Okay. I know. We try not to generalize, honey, because
They go crazy.
they called me, the last time I was here, they called me I'm the pick me girl.
Oh, all right. They went
Oh my
crazy.
God! Because of what I said about women being accountable.
Oh, if you hold any woman accountable,
Women and accountability don't go
right?
together.
And if we hold men accountable, we a simp.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just kind of how
I mean,
it goes.
I'm just like, whoa! I don't even look at the comments. Be like, what?
Don't.
You can't.
Do not.
You can't.
Do not.
And
Not our
and
comment.
don't think about replying either.
Oh no, I have not.
Because they got more time than you.
Oh no.
Sour Patch. Our audience is Sour Patch Kids. They'll cuss you, fuss you, but they really are receiving the message. So
Okay.
They are. Some of them. But my question is, what is truly a healthy timeline that a woman should be looking at to have with her guy before he is expected to go about actually going about asking for her hand in marriage?
Honestly, the first year is you going through seasons, right? Seasons, and seasons is not just seasonal weather-wise. I'm saying his ups, his downs, your ups, your downs. How do you come together and work through that, right? How do you work through family? How do the families go together or don't they? And is there communication that we need to have with the families? Because, your mama's real mama boy and my dad is real, you know what I'm saying? But we can't be married like that. Everything my mama says, everything your mama says goes, and my daddy's still running me from his house because I'm a mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm a daddy's girl. So you have to be dating long enough to have those conversations. But I say the first year, you just want to do the seasons. Just flow. just flow, you know, lean in, learn the man, you know. That second year.
Ryan got ratchet.
I know,
He got
right?
ratchet ringtones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me turn that off.
Yeah. That second year though is when now, if you all are still together, you've been through your ups, your downs, you've worked through some conflict, right?
Yeah.
There's even been some choice of, do I want this or not, right? But that second year, all of that should be worked out if you're being intentional, right? All of that should be worked out, okay? And then at the end of that second year, like I just don't believe in
Keeping it going too long.
Yeah,
Dr. Stacy said 2 years, ladies.
2 years, and
Yeah.
then you get engaged, and then then you're planning a wedding. So then that next year you're getting married. So I don't believe if you with somebody. Let me tell y'all something, and this is for the ladies. Ladies, if you've been with this man for 5 years, and you want to marry him, and he does not want to marry you, girl, run.
Honestly, I cannot say I disagree with that. And
Like 5
yeah,
years?
that's a while. That's a while.
What else does he need to learn? And what do you need? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a 5
We're
years
wasting
of
each
time.
other time.
It's a
5
time.
years? And he ain't married you? And you want to be married? Because I don't want to, because some women like, no, we flowing. I don't care. I don't want to marry him either.
That's what they say.
Right?
That's what they say.
I don't
right?
want to marry him either. But 5 years? And he is not married you? Girl. And you want to be married? Run. Because it ain't going to happen. It's just not. It's just not. Now, let me say this. You know, men, when y'all turn into little babies, y'all get sick or something. Everybody after you get sick or something.
Yeah.
You know, and you stood by his side. But now he's marrying you just because, you know, it ain't
You
for the
made a
reason.
big play.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the reason that you really want. You want your man
Right.
to be passionate about being with you. He's not passionate. He's just like, well, I fell sick and she was there.
She stayed in. She stayed
She
in.
stayed
She
with
paid
me.
my mortgage
You
Yeah.
know,
2 months in a row.
exactly. So I might as well, you know. That's not, no, that's torture. You will be unhappy after he makes that choice. Yeah, no. You like, what, 5 years? You don't think that's ridiculous?
No, 5 years is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, that's-
And
Yeah,
now
I
we're
think
even
it takes
talking
2 to
about
3.
all the things, like when you see it, we talked about all the things that come with a woman as she ages, right? It comes with, you know, issues with her, you know, having fertility. She gets further in her career. She becomes busier. Like, you know, so even dating and being more intentional about that becomes more difficult. This relationship could be even adding more trauma, baggage, and discouragement into the next relationship. So I 100% agree that, you know, 5 years, and just in general as a man, when you approaching a woman in certain seasons of her life, you just got to really approach it with a certain level of intention,
Yeah.
especially based upon her intention.
Yeah.
You know, because you just don't want to, you really don't want to waste her time, which is precious, because the reality is biology gave us different timelines in life. So it's just a respect thing, I would say. And,
Yeah.
and me and Ryan talk about that all the time. When we meet ladies at this point in our life, that's something we absolutely always take in consideration, because you just can't waste no woman's time.
No.
Yeah,
no,
I agree with
no.
that.
Unfortunately, there are men out there who are wasting women's time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is kind of sad, because some men do show up as, like a woman could too, but show up as an imposter, right? Who is not, you dating me, but you're not gonna tell me that you're not interested in this long-term anything with anybody. But you know that you're a player, but you don't wanna disclose. You just wanna, you know. But then I gotta go to this. But then, ladies, something tells your intuition what you're dealing with. So then it goes back to you. It goes back to you.
You like them players.
Yeah, you know what I'm
You
saying?
like them players.
You know it's a player. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if he shows up as an imposter, you know, something ain't, this thing right here, that intuition, something, it ain't right. Something ain't right. But then you keep going forward because it looks so good to you. And then if you date him a little longer, it feels so good to you. You know what I'm saying? And then, I'm just saying. And then you end up a year, 2, and then he convinces you, but I'm here. 3, I'm here. Why can't you just be 4? and you're still there, and then you turn back around and you want to cuss him out, girl, cuss yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Because you felt it year one. Something just ain't right, and you didn't find, and that's that feminine energy, that intuitiveness. That's feminine. Now, this is how you know the difference. Because your intuitiveness can, out of fear, cause you to run, right? Be like, right? So then this is how you know if it's your fear or if it's really something you feel. Write down on a piece of paper the facts about what is going on. He said he was going to show up this time. He showed up. He said he was going to do this. He did it. He said he was going to do that. So if you get down to 10 and everything this man has said, the majority he's done, and you still like, no, something, my intuition telling me, then you know, girl, your intuition is fear, right? Now, if this man said he gonna do this and he don't do this, okay, he said he gonna do this, but he don't do it again, okay, damn, he said he was gonna do that and he didn't do that, and you go to 10 and he ain't done nothing, then, and your intuition is like, girl, run, because the facts are the facts. That's how you know, I tell ladies, that's how you know the difference in if your fear is stopping you from moving forward or if truly your intuition is stopping you from moving forward. Just write it down. He said this, he did this. Keep a little list. And then if this side ain't adding up, then you know, girl. So then you can look back at it 5 years from now and you can point the finger back at yourself and go, wow, I did the same thing. I did not look at the facts.
They better call you a pick me for that one.
Right.
Yeah. Period. Yeah.
I think it's probably because I got a lot of questions for you, Dr. Stacey. So I'm just gonna save most of them for the next episode. But I think I got one more for you because as women age, you know, physical attractiveness changes, you know, but it still remains very important for most men.
Absolutely.
So a woman in her 30s, 40s, she's dating. What are some tips that you can give a woman? Because you know, Dr. Stacey, a stallion.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
I need you to tell our ladies, what are some tips that you can give them that's going to help them maintain that physical attractiveness to still potentially attract any man that they desire?
Oh, wow. Take care of yourself. What you put in your body is important, right?
So no hookah?
Yeah. Ooh,
No hookah?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say no. But if you find yourself doing more hookah than not, then no hookah. Or adjust. I would also say, you know, liquor. Liquor gonna wear the body down.
Them bottomless mimosas?
Yes, honey.
Sunday
Liquor and that
brunch.
sugar. Oh, yeah, that's gonna wear the body down. Eventually, you're gonna wake up and be like, dang. Because it don't sneak up on you. It just hits you, right? And then I would say also, meditation has saved my life. I meditate and pray an hour a day.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all hear this beautiful music that I just found. Oh, it's so amazing. But I meditate and pray an hour a day. Yeah, and I'm just quiet. That's a part of my commitment to myself. So how are you taking care of your inner self, right? How are you taking care of that? Because if stress kills and it ages you, period. I promise y'all. And I gotta say this, I have a lot of girlfriends, not a lot of girlfriends, but a lot of my Spelman sisters.
Shout out to Spelman.
Yeah, hey Spelman sisters. Well, you know, when I show up, yeah, this because you ain't never been married and had no kids. You know, because some of them, they're married, but they've allowed themselves to go in a direction that is different than what their husbands married.
Exactly.
Right? And they see me coming up and they always say, because you ain't get married and have no kids. No. And even if so, the moment you thought that there was a problem with you and you know it, why aren't you doing something about it? Why are you just saying, you know, why you know that you're not happy with you? You know that something is changing with you. Make a choice. It has now, I can tell you, I have not had as much stress probably as women who have been married for 20 some years, of course, right? But I did that intentionally because I knew that if I did allow myself to get married, I would be that woman. And I just said, okay, let me just do some work on me.
Yep.
You know, so that I can show up different and then I can attract something that's different.
You have to. And
Yeah.
for those women who are in a marriage and you have let go of yourself, you got to get back on your job because
period.
Physical attraction is a top emotional need for men.
Period.
And if you're not looking good, you're not looking sexy, you flat out, you're really not doing your job. So women, I encourage y'all to get in the gym and find that female personal trainer. But find a personal trainer or something that's going to get you active and get you right because physical attraction is important. And as long as if a woman stays physically attractive, she always got a shot.
Let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah.
Physical attraction is important, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if a woman is ugly on the inside,
No.
is physical attraction okay?
No.
Because I want to make sure that because we can send you to the gym, you can do all of that. But if you ugly on the inside,
You're not from a good man.
not
from a good
exactly.
man. No.
Then so make sure, just like you working out, make sure you are working on yourself, your soul self.
Yes.
The
You
opposite
know?
is true too,
Yeah.
because this thing, everybody's not on the same level of attractiveness. But I've actually dated women who my initial thought were they're not as attractive as women I typically date.
Period, yeah.
But on the inside, they were something special.
Yeah,
They were something I couldn't. They were irresistible.
Yeah.
It's like
You know
they
what I mean?
carry this energy around them. They got this little flow where, and guys will even say it amongst each other. Like they should be like, look, like she ain't that fine, but it's something about her.
Boom.
Yeah.
Like, and they were
Yeah.
like, we would, and another guy be like, nah, I know what you mean. Like, I
Yeah.
know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just something about like, it's your, like when you could tell when a woman is really working on herself because her
Yes.
mood
Yes.
different.
is like incredible. And if her
Yes.
mood is incredible, the way she engages
Yes.
incredible. She's more present in the conversation. She's gonna be more witty, clever, a little bit more flirty with you.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna feel amazing, the experience. And she ain't gotta touch you. It's gonna feel amazing.
Yeah.
And that's something very special that I don't think people understand, like just the power of that energy.
Yeah.
But you gotta really work on that. You gotta carve that thing up.
And
to
all of
make
that
sure it's
starts
right.
from the inside. All of that, what you just said about that woman and how the men, it's who she is on the inside and that radiates on the outside. We are spirit and a body having a human experience. Unfortunately, because the world is like it is, it concentrates. That's why when you were saying just the physical, I wanted to make sure I went back and said, just as much as you're in that gym working on that outside, you got to be working on the inside. The inside is the key. Ty, you just said it.
Yeah.
And if you feel good on the inside, I mean, it works itself to the outside. Like you said,
Period.
you're going to get in the gym if you're feeling good.
Yeah.
Man, listen, Dr. Stacey J.
Yeah.
Johnson in this thing.
Yo, it's gonna look. It's some
All right.
it's some 30+ women out there.
Yes.
They about to hit the streets.
Yeah.
And first of all-
They
yeah.
about to find them one.
Yeah, not on no cougar stuff now, all right?
Yeah.
No cougar.
Y'all
No
might
cougar.
need to want to run this one back with your notepad, with your pen.
Yeah.
And I hope y'all was able to get some game from here that will allow you to secure the life that you want for yourself, because y'all know that's what we here for, y'all.
This is what I'm thinking, Ty, because this thing, me and Ty, we always looking to do something special for the audience. And, Dr. Stacey, just her second time on the platform. I know this video is going to do numbers.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
if you made it to the very end of this episode, what I want you to do is I want you to drop more in the comment section.
Well, we got you. Listen,
Yeah.
Dr. Stacey, thank you so much for
Thank
coming up
you.
on here and
Thank
spitting
you.
game and sharing with our people.
Once
Once again,
again.
you are always welcome.
Yes.
You have an open invitation anytime you want to Hardly Initiated. We absolutely love you, and I love you guys as well. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. You better make sure you subscribe to this channel if you listening to me say this right now, because you made it all the way to the end and you got all this game. You owe us just that subscription right there.
Cop that
Press
YouTube
subscribe.
membership too,
Yes.
because that helps us bring y'all the best content and the best guests. So we need that.
Yes, and
Yeah.
just for the people who still don't know what's popping off and what we bringing to y'all, every Monday and Wednesday night at 8 p.m., we got a live show where you can talk to us, you can kick game with us, access
That's
questions back and forth, and we are having a good time, y'all.
Facts.
And that's on top of the conversations that we having and bringing to you guys every single week. But listen, other than that, thank you again for tuning into another episode of Hardly Initiated. We are out.
Bye.